This SHOT Show coverage is sponsored by Valor Defense Depot, Night Vision Inc., and D&T Optics. Links are in the description.
What is up, YouTube? My name is David Lee, and you're watching Asian with Hat. And we got Adam from Holosun over here. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you, bud?
Awesome. What's some new products you guys got over here?
Yeah, so we'll kind of start from this way and move over. So we have the new Arrow mount or Arrow optic. It's ARO, so Advanced Rifle Optic. So this guy has a new robust mounting system. It also kind of takes over for the 403 and 503 series. So you're gonna have a 2 MOA dot and an MRS reticle as well. You have your battery tray here on the side, and your different buttons for the plus and minus, or turn on and off the optic here on top. Obviously, as you guys see, with the mount, it kind of reminds you of the SCRS, which we've released, and it kind of gives you a more streamlined mount, lightweight mount, while still being a very robust option. So that's the new Arrow optic here from Holosun. Now, for someone like David, who's more refined, he likes the finer things in life.
Yeah.
You obviously have to be a more evolved human, so you get the Arrow Evo for evolved. So just like my friend David here, this is an evolved optic. And so what this does is, it's a 26 millimeter tube instead of 20. You have the ability to have flip caps on both ends. You have the solar panel on top. You have your battery tray on the side. Your buttons here on the opposite side. Again, robust mounting system, and also a light reflection device as well on the inside that can be unscrewed and taken out as well. So again, a lot of great features here that kind of all fit together to have a really next step up of the optic.
These three over here, are they all still using the same footprint as previously?
Yeah, still a standard footprint that you're gonna see T1, T2.
T1, T2, awesome,
Yep.
awesome. With a bigger window on here.
Correct.
Okay, so, and you said that it went from 20 mil to 26 mil?
Yes.
Awesome. What is the retail price for these three over here?
You're looking, street price, you're looking probably in the area of $219 to $300, depending
Wow.
on which version you get.
Yes.
Because these are going to have not only a 2 MOA option, a multi-reticle system, but also a special purpose reticle, which is a BDC. So you can kind of build up from there and go from that. Street price, though, obviously not released yet. We'll wait to see, but you're probably these Evos, 219, 220-ish to 300, and then this one below that.
Awesome. And also something to note, are the turrets on here a lot more apparent than before?
Yeah, so before, depending which model that you had some that kind of had these U-shapes that kind of came up and covered them.
Yes.
Other ones were a little more recessed. Some had covers on them. It just depended.
Mhm.
Obviously, you see a lot more like this, which are, they're kind of protruding a little bit, and they're open. There's no longer the like turret caps on them.
Yes.
Because obviously turret caps are probably like 2009, and they're very frustrating. We all hate them anyways.
Yes.
So, yeah, so you see a lot of that. So we're trying to maximize the tube diameter as well,
Yes.
without maximizing the weight either. Because obviously you want to reduce weight, but at the same time increase your field of view.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And so as far as what was the reason to delete the caps? I'm assuming we're having everyone that is shooting most likely keeps a multi-tool on them.
Yeah, so it went kind of anything from a lot of people, like, I don't want to say a lot of people, but I think the finer people like ourselves, we pick up a piece of brass off the ground and we change our turrets using that piece of brass. So you can use a multi-tool as well, but most of these, the rifle style optics are large enough that you can use a 9mm piece of brass, a 22, a 223, and you can do that easily. Multi-tools are obviously the best option. We also ship a tool with all the optics on the reverse side. There's a star key to open most of the things, and the reverse side, there's a turret adapter as well.
Awesome. And I see some more AEMS over here.
Yeah. So as we jump into this guy, this is the new AEMS Core. So Ames Core and Ames Pro. The Ames Core and Ames Pro both have new glass installed, which reduced about 50% of the parallax that was visible at the time.
Wow.
You're also going to have the new robust mounting system as well on the side. And for the Ames Pro, you're also going to have the solar panel like you're used to, but you're also going to have the light deflection device as well in the front with that covered glass. So again, it kind of is, if you would like just the bare minimum, a 2 MOA dot, really sturdy, great optic, there's that Ames Core. If you're like, hey, I like the ability to have some flip casts, maybe a solar panel just in case, and some of the finer things in life, that's your Ames Pro.
Awesome.
Pricing still will be determined, some of that stuff as it goes along, we get closer. We also have this guy, which is going to be a big one, I think, for the market.
Is that a scope or a prism?
It's actually a prism sight, yes.
Interesting.
So we get a lot of questions about, hey, I've got really bad astigmatism. It is really hard to use anything else. I really want a prism sight. And so we listened to the market and we did adapt that. And we have a what we call the MP3X. And that is a standard 3 magnification bullet drop reticle inside of this. And it can come in the red and green. So if you hold down the minus button on top, it actually changes from red to green or back to red. QD mounting systems I mentioned, and really kind of low pro cutout mount as well. So we got a great option for those maybe have astigmatism or need to do something a little bit different. Probably one of the biggest things that's kind of hit the market for Holosun, besides thermal probably, and that's our Iris line. The Iris line has an Iris 1, 2, 3, and David, you're not gonna believe this, the Iris 4.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I know. So the Iris 3 is what I'm gonna talk about because that's the one that's out on the market right now. And so the Iris 3 has an IR illuminator, IR laser, and visible laser. But what really sets the Iris apart is gonna be this guy right here. This slider switch is actually how it allows you to increase or decrease your IR illuminator, that flood that's on there.
Throw, yes.
So usually a lot of us know in the back here was a knob, you twist the knob, but usually your firing hand had to come off the rifle to do that. And in the dark, it's not easy. You kind of like throw it too far, not far enough. This is very tactile, it's very sturdy, and it's very stiff. So you're not gonna do this on accident. Typical crane switches, port in the back, port. And then you have your options back here. The new switch that comes with this, the tape switch, from Holosun actually has an override feature that does the visible laser. So if you want to use that, what you've selected in the back is what is the secondary switch. The Iris 1 and 2 has reduced features from the 3, so no IR illuminator and then only one laser option. The Iris 4 adds a white light feature to the front as well. So you kind of build up or build down from there. The Iris is right around $900, the Iris 3, sorry, and you go up or down from there based on the model that you select. The Iris 3 is shipping now. And then a really cool one that I'm very excited for is gonna be this guy right here. And this is the PID Pro. And so the PID, as most of you guys know, is our weapons light. This one adds some really cool features of white light, but also an IR illuminator, IR laser. And so night vision is huge right now. Night hunting is huge right now. Pistols have a limited option in terms of the IR laser, IR illuminator side. This solves that problem and gives you a whole new option to own the night.
So, two separate questions. So I saw that we were talking about this. So what's the difference between this size and this size currently?
Yeah, so this one is going to be a white light included. So no white light included.
Okay. And is there an illuminator on both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And then this pistol one, I'm assuming this is meant to be like the all-in-one package. Just kind of, it's a pack, but for pistols.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So pretty much take the Iris and kind of squeeze it
Condense
down
it.
for a pistol, and you got a pistol version of that.
Interesting.
So gonna be really cool, especially with a lot of the guys. I have a recent holster. I think it's Hush holsters, and they're made for a light, so you can use your suppressor, which would be great for these. Is that when they start producing things for this, you're able to go ahead and slide that into a holster and still use your suppressor and have kind of those night different options that you want on your pistol.
Absolutely. So, real quick question on these sets over here. So, I've had some questions previously. There's a civilian laser. Is there any possibilities down the road for a law enforcement version for those guys that are in LE?
Yeah, so in the past we've had full power versions. I'm not gonna be shocked if there is one in the future as well. I will say, as a person who's used our previous lasers, this does use the VCSEL technology. It is significantly brighter than our original IR illuminators, because really, I think I agreed with most of you. IR illuminators were on the weaker side. With this new VCSEL technology, it drastically increases the brightness of the IR illuminator and the throw of it as well.
Awesome. Awesome. And then we got these two things over here.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and jump into this guy. This one has kind of stolen the show right now. And last year, when you and I talked, this was a proof of concept. At one time, there's even wires running between the two. This is a thermal sensor right here. And this is more or less a large version of 509T. And this takes a thermal image and then sends it to this guy as an overlay and gives you thermal on your pistol optic. Now, obviously what this has done is we're shrinking the thermal technology, we're making it more widely available, but also it opens up new possibilities to put thermal on many things that, up until now were considered probably too small to have the thermal. Now we're doing that. They are fantastic, people seem to love them, and they work extremely well, even under rapid use, under different temperature settings, and with extreme heat.
Awesome. How is the latency when it comes to like the thermal technology between here and here? Because I'm assuming there's still some Bluetooth communication between these two.
There is, yeah. It was not much at all. We found as long as the batteries were relatively charged, obviously if you're at the last maybe 5% of a battery, you might have some issues. But when the batteries were relatively well charged, people did not notice almost any latency at all. There is some that exists obviously because there has to be a transmission, but minimal at best.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And our final piece over here.
So this guy right here is our new PID K. And for those who don't know the firearms industry, K generally means smaller or a form function that's smaller. So this is a smaller version of our PID Lite, about 20,000 candela output. The really great part is this fits a TLR7 holster.
Awesome.
For those of us that have had TLR7, this gives you a great new option that still fits that same compact size structure. And so we're excited to see this thing launch here pretty soon as well.
Awesome. And then I'm assuming the red dot is just for the, or is this just?
Yes, that's just one of our typical EPSs.
Okay.
It's just one of our demos to kind of show what it would look like
Yes.
in there.
just something to fill out the picture.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for tuning in and watching The Asian with a Hat. Please make sure you tune in for the rest of the SHOT Show 2025 coverage as we dive deeper in to more things at SHOT Show and all things SHOT Show.
Guys, Adam, thank you very much. SHOT Show 2025. This is David Lee, Asian with Hat. We'll see you guys in the next video.